Good evening. I think that's possibly the weirdest opening I've done so far. But hello, how's everybody doing? Hello, Helpy. Glad to hear you're doing good. I'm going to be honest, I'm not really sure what the plan is today. I've got a few ideas for things we can get up to. How's the sound levels, by the way? Is the music too loud or too quiet? It's kind of hard for me to tell because the mixer is different for what goes onto the stream compared to what I hear in my ears. So like, I can adjust it for me, but it'll sound different for you guys. So if there's any weird volume stuff going on, let me know and I'll fix it. Tar boss. Nice. Oh, Adam's moved over to YouTube. That's like a single person watching on Twitch. Whether it's Alan or not, that's the question. Right. First things first. Oh, amazing response on the last video that just went up. Thank you very much to people watching now and anyone who watches this back on the recording for like, it's mad. We've gone from like 170 subs up to 220 almost. The view count is past 500 already. It only went up on Sunday, so it's kind of mad as far as numbers for the channel goes. It's awesome. So massive thank you to you guys for that. And here's to many more enjoyable videos and good growth. So, plan for today. I'm thinking we're going to do some more environment stuff. So, obviously last time we did the world stuff for the background for this test scene that we're playing about in. What? Alan's here. Don't know who it is then. Yeah, we did the background for the test scene. I still have parallax disabled, it seems, so I'll have to turn that back on. Yeah, let's do that. But we did this background last time, and I've also done some nice animations. We've got sliding. So I think we're going to continue with the same kind of thing. We're going to stick with the kind of animation and world stuff. So what I want to do, and the pause menu, of course. I forgot about the pause menu, which I'm very happy with. But yes, we are going to start making a system for having plants and various other things that when you walk past them, they do a little wiggle. And have some little animations to them as well to make the world look a little bit more fancy. And we'll also do, I think, wall climbing animations for the player if we have time. I think that sounds like a good plan. So let's get to it. Where are we at? Well, two minutes until 8 o'clock. So I am just going to pick a screen and open up Illustrator. And you can just have a lovely feast onto my Trello board while we're waiting for Illustrator to boot up, which is terribly out of date because I haven't updated anything in a while. Hello everyone who's just joining now as well. Good to see you. Say hi. I've got rubbish all over my desk. It's tragic. What's everybody been up to today? Has it been a standard worky day for anyone who's either working from home or not in a lockdown? ERP mechanics. What? 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 It means nothing to me, Alan. Help me out here, friend. Come on. There we go. Which one is it? this one. Yeah. Oh my god, notifications everywhere. Okay, foliage. There we go. Nice. Here we go. Here's our little bush. We got two bushes. We got an orange one and a green one. I think we're going to use both because they're kind of nice. So what we're going to do actually is I'm going to save this as a new Illustrator file. And we are going to... Oh, of course it is. Of course it is. I should know that after playing Civ with you guys. That's... Honestly. Right, world graphics. This is going to be Undergrowth. Bushes. Like so. Cool. I'm gonna lock the foliage and unlock every other layer except colors. I want to keep colors. Unlock player. No, lock foliage. There we go. Unlock all of these. I don't know why I'm not just deleting the layers. That would make so much more sense. But I don't want those, so we're going to get rid of them. Delete those layers. It is definitely saved as a separate file. Good. And we're going to delete the player. Yes, I want to delete that. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, Alan. And we'll delete that as well. So... unlock foliage again. We've got our little shrubs here. What is it? Shift. There we go. I'm going to make a couple of different variations of each of the green and... there we go. The green and orange shrub with slight colour variation and also... some different shapes, because as you can probably tell it's exactly the same shape, just flipped. So we'll do some moving about of leaves and stuff and shift some of the colors about a little bit as well, so they're a little bit more yellow or a little bit more red for the orange one. And let's start with orange, shall we? So oh, this is going to be fun. For each of these leaves, it's kind of split into two sections of the colored bit and then a gradient for the shading. So, can I press, like, is there a hide thing? Type in the box, please. Oh, God. There we go. Hide Illustrator, hide others, hide selection. Okay, now I need to know how to undo the hide. Which we'll find out by going to hide. There's got to be a way to do it. Hold on. I'm being stupid about this. Let's go back here. Duplicate this. Let's just move it down a bit. I'll tell you what, we're just going to go in and mess about with the positions and scaling a little bit. Whoops. Come here. How does the game play as of now? Not fantastically. I'll be honest. Like, all there is what is here. What was in the devlog, basically, my friend. We've got one player spawning in. You can run about. That's kind of cool. You know, animations. You got the parallax in the background. And obviously pause menu, which currently does things like that, but doesn't actually, the buttons don't work, and it throws an error, which doesn't seem to break anything, but, you know, I need to fix it. And controller as well, player 2, and we can run about with that and run around with the other player at the same time. It's kind of fun. Yeet. Oh, wait, which one's which? There we go. So that's cool. Pause on controller as well. Animations keep playing when it's paused, which is fine for now. And also, if you then try and pause or unpause with the other controller, it breaks some things. So there's a few bugs that need to be fixed. Like now my player 2 is busted, I think. Oh no, he's back. He's back. So yeah, there's things to fix. Thank you, Adam. It's a happy time. Happy time. Almost at 2:20. It's a very cool. If you're new to the channel, to this live stream you're watching now, please feel free to subscribe. It would mean a lot. And I do plan on doing online multiplayer because, you know, originally it was going to just be local multiplayer because online multiplayer is kind of a ball ache. But, you know, given pandemic, it kind of doesn't make a lot of sense. Because nobody's going to be around to do local multiplayer, are they? It's a bit of a sticky one. So yeah, I'll implement online multiplayer probably through self-hosting because servers are expensive and matchmaking type open lobbies don't really suit the style of game. Although chances are it will all work through Steam API and Steam hosting rather than having to faff with what's a majignet? What am I trying to say? Like Hamachi or anything. Don't worry, it's going to be good. I want you to stay forward actually. What should we do with this one to make him a little more funky? How about we add another leaf? Whoopsie daisy. Extra leaves are fun. Do like Bob Ross and have a happy accident. Stick him in there like this. You boy can just come down here. Hello, hello. Nice to see you both. How you guys doing? Having a good start to the week so far? Let's go here and tweak this gradient. Like so. It's better. No, let's do another one. There we go, that's better. Cool. We've got a few variations of the same bush that all look very similar but different enough for it to be cool. And I can't even think how I recolored this to be green. How do I do polish in Photoshop? See? Polish or Polish? It's got to be asked. How do I do polish is, you know, a question I can answer for you, friend. And that is predominantly with like shading and stuff. That's really cleared it up for me. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, mainly in Photoshop what I do is, or what I'm planning on doing is taking these simple like vector shapes, Oh, that one doesn't look right when it's flipped. Oh well. Yeah, taking these vector shapes and like adding extra shadow and texture to each of them. So, for example, with like the leaves and stuff in the forest, I might add like a grain texture or a paper texture, just to make it look a little bit more deep, add more depth. And also with things like in the parallax layers, if we look here, things like oh, the menu's getting in the way. Things like this fog layer is all transparent layers that I've set in Photoshop, because I've got a script that exports layers from Photoshop nicely. So that's the main kind of purpose for using Photoshop, is to get the layers all set up nicely. I want to select the one underneath. There's got to be an easier way. Did I do like a recolor artwork? I think I did. Help! Recolor artwork. And I want to steal it from this one. Oh, look at that. Love that. Why did it move it? That makes life so easy. I feel like these ones are darker. And they were. Let's delete this little bush from down here. So, the idea is, I say the idea is, I might animate all of these separately. Let's think about it. Recolor artwork. I want to make this one like a, can I move this window? Thank you, Illustrator. I want to make it like a little bit more ready, I think. Not that much more ready. Not that much more. Maybe a little more to the yellow side. Yeah, that looks good. Looks like autumn, and that's nice. Something like that looks good for me. And then I'm going to do a similar thing with these ones. I'm going to take it again closer to the yellow. So we've got a nice kind of range from our green over to our orangey red. Oh, I need to think about how best to export these. Because what I can do is stick them all in Photoshop and save it as a big I wonder if I can export layers as... Maybe I can. I'm going to have to do a Google. Alright, we want to save this as a... Nope, not save, export. File, export as... I'm going to export it as a Photoshop document, PSD. Undergrowth bushes in art development. Cool. Am I gonna add a level editor? That's a good question. I don't know if I'm going to add a level editor, to be honest. Probably not, just because it kind of goes against the nature of the game being procedurally generated and whatnot. It's all hand done presently. So the idea is that I'll block something out in Unity so that I can playtest it. And then once the room design is finalized, I'll take a screenshot of that, stick it in Illustrator and map it out with the layers, take that, stick it in Photoshop, do the polish, and then put it back into Unity with all of the parallax and stuff. Which is a lengthy-ish process. Probably takes a bit more time, but it looks better. And it means I can, you know, maintain all of that depth. And consistent art style, and also have more interesting like land shapes rather than just let's save the color scheme, rather than just having a mess. Custom making every room, yes, pretty much. And then also sticking random things inside of that room. There's multiple layers to the generation. It's very similar to the way that Spelunky's done, or well, closer to Dead Cells probably, because Dead Cells is like a layer on top of it's like an extra step on top of Spelunky's level generation, because they have devlogs for Dead Cells. I didn't even know that, and it's awesome. That's awesome, Sandra. Do you enjoy them? Have you been enjoying the follow along? But yeah, back on World Generation, Dead Cells, kind of similar style. So yeah, this isn't the export. This is Photoshop booting up. It's taking its time. It's trying to verify it, and it just takes ages. What I need to find out is if I can export layers as Photoshop PSBs, which means I need the internet. Layer as PSB Photoshop, not PSD, PSB. It's not going to tell me anything for how to do it. Or maybe I can. Because if I can export the layer as a PSB, it's going to make my life so... Oh, there we go. Handy. Yeah, if I can export layers as PSBs, it's going to make my life so easy. Skeffels, hello! How you doing? Just want to say again, good job on your Global Game Jam entry. It's pretty awesome. My brain is struggling to function today. Right, what have we got where? That's just that bush, cool. Are these all just... No, that's everything. That's that bush, that's that bush. There's like no order to the bushes whatsoever. Colors we can delete, we don't need that anymore. Good, good, good. I am also doing okay, just hella tired. And I need to figure out how to export each of these or save it as a PSB, which is going to be, this is going to be interesting. Let's go back to the internet and see if I can Alright, let's try winging it, because, you know, best way to learn is making mistakes. Have I ever tried any of the affinity programs? No, I haven't. To be honest. No, I don't want to learn more about export options. That's going to take me to the thing I was on before. I want to export. It's not got the options I want. Ah, there we go. Export layers to files. Oh, that's helpful. File type. Can't do PSB, but that's okay. I think. Let's see how it comes out like this. What's this exporting to? I'd like to export to bushes. Fear this may export every single layer. Yes, that's exactly what it's doing. I don't want it to do that. Ah, how can I kill this process? Does anyone know how to kill an export process in Photoshop before this exports like a whole bunch of files that I don't want? We're getting close. Somebody quick. Quick. Nah, that's it. Time's up. Oh, no, it's still going. It's still going. I think it's because it's exporting all the groups. Yeah. It's quite entertaining seeing them pop up and disappear. I am not going to Alt F4. Whoa, why is it deleting them all? Oh, it's not. What is it doing? My fans, it's starting to take off. How's COVID-19? It's not too bad for me, to be honest. Like, I mean, obviously it's a kind of a mess, but as far as life goes generally for me, I do computer science for work, so I'm just programming for my job. Hold on, what's going on here? We'll wait this out. Yeah, I'm just programming for my job, so I can do all of that remote. And I don't really tend to go out much. So, if anything, it's kind of helpful. Especially around things like... Oh god, yeah, it's crashed. Things like this game channel. I can spend a lot more time working on stuff. It's pitiful. It's pitiful. Oh dear. Okay, I've got a new plan. Yeah, I can spend a lot more time working on the game and music as well, because that's my other thing of choice. It's almost kind of made life easier because I've got nothing particularly better to do. Right, let's see if I can't solve this problem. I'm thinking it might be easier to go back into Illustrator and collect all of these as let's try this. Collect for export as multiple assets. There we go. Can I export these as... Nope. Ah, a pain. Right, okay. We're gonna try it some kind of way. File, export, export as... No. File, save as. I'm not sure if this is going to work though. So what I'm doing now is going into the actual project, saving it as a PSB, and hoping that it lets me split them up. Which I feel like it should do. Graphics, world, undergrowth. Let's just keep it in undergrowth. That's fine. Undergrowth bushes, PSB. Save. Yeah, no, there's a lot of stuff I can be getting up to while I'm here. Stuck in the indoors. Except for these two. Crazy Force. Packet P. Nice. Oh, I give Unity a minute to import that file. I feel like it's going to be a big one. It's the best way. It's the best way, mate. Look at that. We've still got one single viewer on Twitch, which is probably me, to be fair. I think Twitch is gonna stop because it's just extra bandwidth that I don't need to use up at this point. Come on. Oh, the whole thing's freezing up. I bet you it's because of Photoshop and Illustrator. Those things eat memory like it's nobody's business. Okay, where am I going? Graphics, not fonts, not UI, world, not example, not test area, bushes. Look at that. You are going to be 150 pixels per unit, even though I know that's going to be wrong. Character rig, use layer grouping. What does that do? Game objects are grouped according to the sort. That's perfect. That's exactly what I need. Cool. Crunch compression, maximum quality, texture size is going to be 4096. Let's not tap the microphone, and let's hit. What does reslice do? Recreate sprite rect from file. See what happens. So, knowing that that's a feature, we might make some changes to how this is going. I might need to merge some layers in Photoshop, but we'll see. What's happening in chat? This is the most active a chat has ever been in any of my live streams. This is awesome. What platforms am I streaming on? Literally just YouTube and Twitch. But Twitch never gets anybody rocking up, and YouTube is growing at a fast rate as far as I consider things. Like, I think live stream before last we were hitting 3 concurrent viewers at once, and now we're up to highs of like 11. I think I've seen anyone go, which is awesome. Yeah, it's kind of hard to pick. I mean, Adam and Alan, my two mates who are chilling in chat and probably need to be made mod, they suggested restream to me for streaming to Twitch and YouTube at the same time. I think the issue with Twitch for game dev is that it's not really got anything specific for it. Oh Christ. Group. Yeah, there we go. That's got all of the leaves separately. Look at that. That's kind of nice, though. Got them all as leaves. And then the paths. Okay, so we've got some changing to do. Twitch doesn't have any specific category for game dev yet, and probably won't for a while. There's some people stream under science and technology, others stream under just talking, and there's not really any tags there for it properly yet either. So, I don't feel like Twitch makes a lot of sense for game development. at the moment, and YouTube's algorithm for pushing stuff and recommending things, especially if you're posting videos as well, it seems to be pretty good at just pushing live streams into people's recommendeds as well. So yeah, I think it makes more sense to be on YouTube rather than on what's-a-majignet, Twitch. Yeah, exactly. I try and keep track of the whole chat, so I'll respond to as much as I can. If I do miss anything, people say though, as things start to get bigger and noisy. Like, it's getting harder now that chat's even going as much as it is now. Okay, let's flatten this one. But yeah, I will try and keep as cognizant of things as I can while managing to get stuff done. Okay, there's one bush. There's two bush. Flatten that group. Where is the merge group button? There it is. Bush 2. This is going to be a kind of tedious process. No, I kind of agree with you. Like, one of the things I don't like about YouTube is that I can't hide my live streams in my video list, because when people come over to the channel, I want people to be watching the devlogs and the kind of, general game dev opinion and like information videos, not seeing a bunch of past live streams, especially when I miss uploads as well. And live streams are kind of the only thing, because I always am able to like schedule in a live stream unless something really crazy is going on, because I'm doing 2-3 hours of game dev a day anyway. It kind of just makes sense to do them. But the way I've kind of gotten around that is by having playlists, obviously, and then changing it so that the homepage has all of my playlists in priority order of what I want people to see. So the devlogs are at the top, and then the live streams are way down at the bottom, with any live stream that's currently happening being second in the list, or being at the top of the list, I think. So if I'm streaming at the moment and someone comes to my channel, they'll see that first. But if I am not, they will see the latest post if they are subscribed, and the first devlog if they are not. And then underneath that will be the full playlist. Bush 9. I feel like this still isn't going to work. I'm going to have to try and export each of these groups to maybe I can stick them all on artboards, actually. Yeah, that's a good plan. That's a good plan. And then save each artboard PSD. Ooh. Wait, can I like double click on a group and it'll open it now? Swear down there's a way of like opening a I suppose that's probably with embeddeds. Nah, I'll figure it out as I'm going, as is the standard with these live streams and literally all of the dev that I'm doing in this game. I'm not paying attention to chat. What have I missed? Yeah. I will be adding Falling Leaves, Alan. Yes, don't worry. I might do that today, actually. Might be a shout to keep streams unlisted. Yeah. I think I probably will, but only after I set up a Patreon. It depends whether or not I decide to do Patreon streams or have live streams be Patreon only. See you, Scaffolds. Thanks for coming along. Yeah, it depends if I want live streams to be Patreon only. Because, yeah. Yeah, I should crop the bed out of frame, but, you know, let it happen. If I move it, it'll look better. Where was I? Yeah. If I do Patreon only streams, they'll be unlisted and then highlighted, like you say, in the devlogs. But we'll see when I get there. Might look at that in a couple of weeks' time. Yeah. Extra bonus. I've got my tier list plan set up for what's gonna be what. Yes, that makes a lot of sense. Errors and bugs behind the scenes. Yeah. I'll need to strike a balance. I imagine it'll be a very sort of like hit and miss, experimenty thing as I'm going on. Like, it's interesting this because I didn't expect to have. I think we're at like 221 now. Didn't expect to have 221 subscribers by this time. No! I want to make an artboard from all of the layers. Artboard from group. No. Yeah, I didn't expect to have... Oh god, what have I done? I didn't expect to have as much of a following now as I do, even though like probably most people would say, oh, 200 and something odd subscribers, that's not a lot. But how long have we been posting for? Since December. And I had another channel for my music stuff, which I started like years ago, and that only just hit 200 subscribers. So I'm kind of like, what? It's a bit mad. And like, it's awesome, but I'm still trying to figure out what kind of my content format is, and like what the best style of video is, and style of editing and stuff as well. Like, I feel like my videos seem consistent for the most part, but they're not massively consistent at the same time. Like there's discrepancies between them, and I imagine it will be much the same with trying to figure out how to balance things like the Discord group, which I'm setting up, and the Patreon page and Patreon perks, and the way that I dish things from that out and stuff. So yeah, it'll be a thing that I'll need to work on as time goes on. I don't want to use the brush tool, I want to use this tool, and I want to try and export artboards to files. Please let me do it as a PS. Oh, as a PSD works. That works. Let's see. Bushes. Actually, no, let's just do Undergrowth. Undergrowth. I'll tell you what, before I do that, actually, because that looks like a wacky script, we're going to save that, and then we're going to do file, export, artboards to files, Undergrowth dash, and then it should call it bush 1, bush 2, bush 3, blah 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 blah. Export options, maximum, preserve artboard, no. Include IC, yeah, I don't know what that is. Include artboard name, no. I wonder if it will maintain layers. I hope it does. Photoshop built-in scripts are notorious for being slow as well. This is why I have the custom script for layers to PNG. But I need this to be as a PSB to animate it properly. So we have to do it like this, unfortunately. This might be the only thing that we end up having time for. Cool. Wait, where did that export to? I wasn't even looking. Did it go to art development? Oh, no, I don't think it did. Or did it? No, it didn't. Did I just export it straight into Unity project? Assets, graphics, world, undergrowth. Oh, I did. This is fine though. I can open all of these. Open with Photoshop. There we go. And then we can just make sure the background is transparent. That's very important. And then file. Actually, you know what? Let's just delete the background. And we'll do a quick file, save as, and it's going to be as a PSB. Large document format, undergrowth bush 12 PSB. Really, I should make a new folder and do that. That would be smart. I apologize, this is kind of tedious as well. Should be done soon, and then we can get to animating stuff, and that's where the fun happens. Large document, save. Save as. Large document, save that. Whoops. Delete the background. Save as. Large document format. Now the cool thing about this is because all of the bushes are the same, or well, it's all just 3 or 4 set. In fact, I don't think it's even 4. It's just 3, yeah, because it's 3 identical designs just in different colors and flipped. We can actually just animate the 3 bushes, and then we'll be able to use the same animations across all of them, which keeps the workload nice and easy. A little bit lower. Why is this one a bit wacky? You need to be merged, and you need to be deleted. And then we're going to go file, save as, large format document, save. Oh, so many to do. So many to do. Really, this would have been good prep for me to do ahead of time, but I wasn't thinking about what I was going to be doing in the stream today, so we're going to be doing it as quick as we can. Wait, is that all of them? That's not all of them. Oh, they're hidden. To be fair, I am being a bit excessive doing all of them right now. I don't really need to, but I'm there already now, so we're gonna do it. 3. Save this as a PSB. 2 more. 2. Yes. File, save as. No, not revert. Save as. There we go. Large document format, save. And last one. Whoops, need to delete that background. Delete that. Also going to delete that foliage group because it's empty. File, save as a PSB. Oh gosh, that took a while, but we are finally done. So now we've got to wait for Unity to import them all, which is going to take a hot minute, I'm afraid. We are going to be waiting for a sec. Especially considering I've got loads of stuff open. We've got Photoshop, Illustrator, Logic, which is playing in the background, because getting a seamless loop would be quite tricky if I was playing it through iTunes. And we'll get on to doing some animations. So we're going to do 3 animations. We'll have just a general kind of sway animation, and then a sway in that direction animation, and a sway in that direction animation for when the player walks past. And then we'll just make a script to do that. To get it to animate how it needs to. Which should be a pretty straightforward script. I just need to think about it a little bit. Right. Let's sort these out, shall we? Let's sort these out. Let's just make a new folder real quick. Whoops, no, don't do that. Create folder PSDs. I'm just going to take all of these PSDs. Stick them under there, and then make a new folder called bushes, just to keep things clean, because otherwise I won't be able to focus. We just need these ones, stick them in there, and I think these two can go. Okay, let's get to it. Let's get down to business. 150. Crunch compression. Actually, I don't want to do it with this one. First, I want to work on a different one. Thank you to everybody who subscribed during this stream as well. It's awesome to have new people coming along for this this interesting adventure that I'm setting out on, to try and make a commercial Steam game for the first time in the many years that I've been trying to do game development for. So big thank you and a big shout out to all of you. Let us begin. Cool. Skinning editor. Come on. Yes! That is what we like to see. We are going to start off with a main bone like so. And then as a child of the main bone, we are going to go pretty much from the center to the tip. Again, main bone as the parent, center to tip. Main bone as parent. So, oopsie daisy. No, not like that. Don't do that. Come on. Center to tip. Swan, center to tip. And this one. The creating of bones is really laggy on stream. I did a live stream where we did some animation stuff before, and it was oopsie daisy. Nope, don't want to create you. I just want to make sure this is in the right place. And this one. So to do this, I'm just double clicking on each sprite and looking at it by eye to make sure its stuff is more or less in the center. So the idea of this is that we can just grab and move this middle leaf to get the whole thing moving. and yeah, we can play about. Right, let's see what's happening here. So if I rotate that, it rotates everything. Oh, did I not? I need to auto geometry. There we go. So as you can see, this is all wrong. If I move this, it's moving like loads of random wacky things, and the reason for that is because if we look at our weights, you can see these bones are influencing all the wrong things. So let's select this sprite. Should only be bone 2 influencing this sprite. This one, only bone 5. Take bone 2 out. This one should only be bone 1. This one should only be bone 3. And this one should only be bone 4. So now that moves the whole thing. I don't want that to be the case. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Cool. So I've actually messed up here. We're going to edit our bones. This is going to be that, and I want to create a new bone here, which is just going to be like a root bone. This one can actually go from. No, we'll just kind of make it like this. That's fine. Be a little bone, and then I need to change the parental hierarchy. So what's that one? Bone 6. Yeah, we're going to move that out here, if I can, please. There we go, and move all of these as a child of bone 6 as well as bone 1. So now, yep, that's on its own, and this one is controlling the whole thing and rotating the whole thing as well. Cool. Just make sure that's all normal. We'll hit. Oh no! I hit revert. No! Oh, misclicked. We're gonna have to do the whole thing again now. Oh, that's fine. Let's try this again. I'm gonna make a bone here like that. And then a bone pretty much from the bottom to the top. Select this one again, bone from there to there. Here to here. Da-da-da. And da-da-da. Kind of doesn't matter because I'm going to make sure everything's in the right place. To be like this. I'm actually going to take this one and move it pretty far down, just so it's out of the way. You go there and there. This one is pretty good. And this one's going to be more like there as well. Let's sort out these weights. Bone influence. Just bone 4. Ooh. Add bone 3 to this one. And we want the weight slider. Has it not done the job? Oh, it's only done it for the 1. That'd be why. I'm scrambling now. I'm tired. That's weird. Let's sort that out. Bone influence. So that's just that one. That's just that one. You need to not be bone 3. You need to be bone 2. And we'll use our weight slider to just... There we go. You shouldn't have bone 5. See ya. Thanks for coming along. And you should be just bone 5. There we go. Let's just make sure that's all good again. That one's good. That one's good. This one's good. This one's good. And this one's good. Cool. Let's reset that pose. Bye, Adam. Have a good one. Okay. That's cool. Oh, we haven't even been going for an hour yet. Which one's this? Bush 12. Let's drop him in the scene, shall we? Look how big that is. It's absolutely massive, and the color grading makes it a bit weird color-wise as well. So, what we're going to do for this guy, we are going to create an empty, and we're going to call this Bush. Make this a child of another empty called graphics. I'm going to stick that underneath there. Just make sure that's zeroed. Make sure graphics is zeroed as well. Bush, that's fine. And we are going to scale this way down with a player as reference. So let's just way down like that, kind of big. I think is good. I'm gonna go quickly and close Photoshop and stuff as well, because they are Photoshop is notorious for leaking. I'm not gonna say it. Get out of here. Notorious for leaking, so keep Photoshop closed and Unity should run a bit faster. So, a bush requires I think I'm going to say a circle collider. Let's just make sure I've got my gizmos on so I can see that. Make it a bit smaller so it's like when it's nice and close, and we'll offset it on the Y as well so it's kind of around the actual bush. And we're also going to just add an order group? Layer group? This is something group, but it means we can there we go, sorting group. It means we can have this be, set it to like -1. I'm gonna have to do some fixing to the other layers. Like all of these, we will just set the order in layer to -2. Except for the play zone. Play zone should be like 1. And then the player, we'll deal with the player later. To be fair, the player can render behind the play zone, that's fine. But yeah, so now our bush sits nicely behind. So, let's get into animating, shall we? I'm going to move my animation window back up top here, because I don't need to see it particularly. And we're just going to zoom in on the little bush. And we are going to hit create on the animations. Animations, new folder, world, new folder, bush. And we will call this bush1 underscore idle, I guess. So this is going to be our default bush loop, and we are going to apply the same principle that we did with the player. We are going to rotate all of the bones to the, not that much, just slightly to the left. Not that much, like that, like so. Head forward 25 frames, take them all and rotate them to the right. Like that. Let's just see what the motion's like on that. Yeah, that's good. We will copy and God damn it, Alan. Paste at frame 50. So now if we look at that, looks pretty shoddy and it's also a bit quick. So I'm going to actually stretch it out to maybe 80. Maybe even 120. Let's going to be a slow animation. Yeah, that's cool. And then we are going to go, so frame bone 2 is the middle bone. So we're going to go outwards from the center. So is it bone 3 and bone 6? 3 and 6. And bone 3. Nope. Bone 3 and bone 6. And we are going to offset these by like 10 frames. And then the other two, going to take these and offset them by like 25, and then I'm going to take just these bottom two and offset them by a couple more. Then we go to frame 120, select everything, create a keyframe, copy, paste that over here, and then one frame before 120, so frame 119. I had to think about that, and that's concerning. Frame 119, new keyframes for everything, and delete all of the keyframes afterwards. And now, look at that. We got a nice little wavy bush. Oh no, I want to see it waving without the gizmos. Maybe that's a bit much. Might be a bit too much movement. I'm ignoring you, Adam. Get out of it. I'm not gonna say it back. I'm not going to say it back. Maybe it's just too quick. I don't feel like that's too much movement. I feel like less movement is going to be too subtle. We'll just stretch it out to like 300. 420. There we go, that's better. So that's our bush idle animation. It's just gonna keep swaying. Keep swaying. Nice and good like that. Yeah, that looks cool. That looks cool. So new animation. Bush 1_sway -L. So this is going to be when the player walks left and it goes whoosh, like that. Let's just sort that animation. So we are going to, about here, I'm going to rotate everything really far this way, like that. Maybe not that quick, maybe like after 10 frames. Nope, that's still too quick. But long and short is that like frame 50, we're going to rotate everything back the other way. And then return it to its default pose at like 80. So, looks terrible. But again, we're gonna do the same kind of thing. As we did with the idle animation, just rotate everything. Hello Assassin Gamer, how you doing? Could I make one animation and play it in reverse? No, because no. It would have to be flipped, not reversed, because it's not like it's doing a in both directions. When you walk past it, it's doing a in one direction, then going back. But these ones are a little bit more straightforward to do than the normal ones, so it shouldn't take too long. Offset these by like 5 frames, and then these ones by like 9, and then the bottom two for like an extra 2 frames each. Did we finish on frame 80? Yeah, we did. There, select all of the things. Why is it not? There we go. Keyframe. And I don't even need to make this one loop. I'm going to do it like so, but oh, that doesn't look good at all. I think it's because of the speed. That first bone is not good. What have I done here? Whoops. No, is it this one? Bone 2. There we go. Bone 2, you should not be moving that much that quickly. That's better. How's that look? Is that right? No, they literally serve no purpose beyond looking pretty. They just make the world feel more like, you know, good. Because I'm very pernickety about the aesthetics. No. That was fine as was. That just needs to move back a fair bit. Perhaps even more than that. So like there. No, that's not far enough. Okay, that's way too slow now. Whoops. Just that one. And you like there, yeah. Cool. I think that looks okay. I'm still not, there's something not quite right about it. And it's the bush to the left, the leaf to the left even, is not quite right. I'm just focusing on the environment. There's more to the core that I need to redo. But certainly for the purposes of the live streams, I don't want to get too codey or too technical. So doing stuff like the visuals, doing some art things, it's a little more interesting for a more general, like broader audience of people who may swing by. Whoops, I moved the wrong one. Maybe I do want this like here. No, I don't. I just want it to start moving later. Or just like a little bit. When will I add enemies? Later this week. They'll be in the devlog. Fear not. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. I think that... Oops. Don't do that. There we go. I think that does the job. I'll almost definitely come back to it. I mean, yeah, I will definitely come back to it, but for the time being, that'll do the job. What sort of enemies am I thinking? Ah, I'm glad you asked, friend. So the basic types are going to be an enemy called a crawler, which is, you know, your kind of standard crawls along the floor thing. A jumper, which was something that someone suggested in the last live stream, which kind of sits about until the player gets near and then jumps in the direction of the player. A random amount of spaces between a certain range. And a flyer, which is, you know, something that flies in a path and then flies towards the player when within a certain range. And when the player gets out of that range, it will go back to its path and keep flying. Or you can kill it, because, you know, why would you not? And then each of those are going to have variants, like spitting variants of the creatures. So a spitting flyer, which is one that flies towards the player, stops at a certain distance and just shoots projectiles rather than trying to fly into the player. There's the stuttered crawler, which crawls and then stops randomly and starts randomly. It might randomly change direction as well. So yeah, there's a few different enemies that I'm going to implement, and the good thing about it, as you'll know, being a coder yourself, I'm just doing it all with like parent and subclasses, because inheritance is the way forwards. And it means I can just keep adding new types of enemies with scriptable objects as well, so that everything that behaves in one way can behave as it needs to, with the same script, you know. Yeah, it's cool. It's good stuff. I think I actually want this to be here. And then at this point it should be back to resting. Uh, 70, and then let's take that over to 120-ish. I like my frame numbers to be precise. 70's fine. Yeah, that's good. That's a good motion. So offset, I think actually it makes more sense to go from the side that's getting pushed across. So from the right bone, which is that one first, then this one next. So we'll offset this boy a little bit. Like 8 frames. Actually no, let's do 5. We'll do it in steps of 5. Then the middle bone. Offset him by another 5. Then this one. Nope, this one. Bone 6. To 15, and bone 7 over to... Not bone 7, bone 5. Over to 20. That's much better. Look at that. That looks great. Kinda. I got these bones in the wrong order though. Why is bone 2 going first? Bone 2 shouldn't be going first. Bone 2 should be like the 3rd bone to go, and then what bone are you? You're bone 4, you should be first. Wow. Absolute genius. Why didn't I do that for the last one? It looks so much better like that. I'm just going to shorten the offset of some of these other ones a little bit so that it looks a tad more natural with the push. Yeah, that's cool. I can live with that for the time being. Awesome. So now that that's done, we've got our 3 bushes and we're going to be messing around in the actual animator window. This is going to be a perfect 2-hour job, which is not what I wanted. I wanted it to take like 30 minutes to do this. But, you know, I spent so much time doing the thing that I didn't actually get around to it. So this is cool. We are going to have our idle bush. I just need to make sure I fix these animations. So bush animations, idle is going to be a loop, but the sway animations are not. They are one shot. They will happen and it will transition back. So what we're going to do is just like this. We will have a transition from idle to either one and a transition back, of course. And I'm going to use a trigger called push, which will set off when the player walks into it, and that will set it to sway. We're also going to make a transition from any state to each of these ones, just in case the player walks between, like just in case the player walks into the bush after they've already walked past it, or if you've got 2 players run past the bush at any given time. So it's going to not have an exit time. This is transitioning from idle to thingamajig. We'll stick with the transition duration of 2.5 and a transition offset of 0. As in that kind of 0. That's better. So it's going to transition pretty instantly. For some reason it doesn't update properly in the preview window, which is annoying. But this is going to be when push is triggered and direction is greater than 0. So if the player comes from the left, they are travelling to the right. Which one's sway left? Sway left is if it... Yeah, no, this is going to be if it's less than... So we go left for -1 and right for +1. So this one is going to be much the same. 0.25 for the duration. When push is triggered and the direction is greater than 1. And then these ones are just going to be pretty straightforward transitions. I'd like a exit time of 1. No. It's going to be whatever the duration of the transition is. So I'm going to make the transition 1. And then this is going to be not 1. We'll just sit it like here. Do it by eye. I don't want loops of the bush sway. Is kind of where I'm going with it. And we'll do the same thing for this one. Just make sure there's a bit of a transition here. And also that it's not overlapping the end at all. And then these ones again are going to be no transition time. We are just going to, when push is true and direction is less than. Is that going to play? No, it's not going to play. Shame. And this one will do the same. Nope, nope. Push. And direction is greater than 0. I feel like there's going to be some flaws in this. Something's not going to be working the way I want it to be, but we'll allow it. No interruption sources, that's fine. Okay, let's make a new script. So I'm going to make a folder under extras, because extras is where we keep the silly stuff, called misc. And we are going to call this one What am I going to call this one? Influenceable. Which is poor naming convention because, you know, kind of that's what I'd call a interface, something like that. But meh. We will go with it, whatever the weather. So we are going to have a public animator, like so. And I'm thinking I'm going to have a public void push or influence. Public void influence with an int for the direction. And instead of having this be something that's triggered by, yeah, that makes sense. This way, so in the entity class, we can have it so that when an entity passes something of type influenceable, we can influence it with the direction that it's moving in. So we'll say animator dot set trigger. We're going to do that last, actually. Set trigger push. First of all, we want to do animator dot set int, and it is direction, and we're going to set that to direction, of course. Yeah. So then our bush itself, we will stick that influencer. Where is it? Influenceable script on it. Animator is going to be the animator on our bush. The reason I have it as a separate object, by the way, is just so I can like create a load of prefabs and then prefab variants, so that I don't have to, you know, keep adding scripts to different things. And if I change the graphic name as well, I can just drag and drop stuff and it will work fine. And it also means we can apply it across different objects and blah blah blah. There's no like specifics to any one bush or item, which is what we want. So you are going to be I think it's fine if I do that. I need to check real quick. Let's just delete this player because we don't want it there. What I need to check is if when I run the player into one of these bushes, if it will collide with it. It shouldn't do because it's not on the environment layer. And our bush should be doing a nice little sway. It's kind of hard to see, to be fair, because it's so diddy. But it is indeed doing a nice little sway. So now we just need to do the code to make it so that when we run past, it will do the sway thing. So let's try and figure out how to do that, shall we? This is going to be fun. First of all, I'm going to move this bush down here as well, because it's kind of hard to run past it in both directions if it's up at the top. Is the stream still running? Yes, it is. Good. It's just my laptop. Right, entity. We are going to add a thing. Ooh. I've just had a thought for something else we can do to make it more interesting. Public void void on collision enter 2D. If collision dot get component, can I do that? Game object dot get component interactable. No, influenceable, not interactable. Oh, there's a problem. Move direction isn't a thing that entities have. Which seems like a flaw. They do have velocity. So we can use that. We are going to say collision dot game object dot get component influenceable dot influence velocity dot x, which is a float, but that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Go back in here, change this to a float. This is going to be mathf.sign. So that will return +1 or -1 depending on if it's positive or negative. What? What do you mean? Can I not pass a float into mathf.sign? What's the best way to learn how to use Illustrator? YouTube. No, yeah, YouTube and practice. If you have people that you know who know how to use Illustrator, ask them for help. That's what I do. Oh, why does that return a float? I wonder if I can do that as an int. Probably not. Oh, I can. Nice. That's cool. Yeah. You ask people that you know who know how to use it if you know anyone. Otherwise, YouTube. Anything like YouTube things like basics, like 100% learn how to use the pen tool, because that is one of the most important things you'll probably use for any creation of anything in Illustrator. Shape tools are all pretty self-explanatory, but everything else learn as you're going. Like if you know, oh, I need to duplicate this thing across a path, do a search for that as and when you need it. And then just make sure you're using references as well for things that you create. That's a habit that I have not got and something I need to work on. But definitely use references while you're starting out, because otherwise you're gonna be disappointed with what you end up with, basically. Which is an issue I had with a lot of the first iterations of the graphics that we're using now. I think this iteration is like the 4th or 5th iteration of visual style, and the other ones were... I started off doing stuff on my own and doing it terribly, and then I got help from my girlfriend because she is a graphic designer and knows what she's doing. Yeah, that's it's basically the basics. But yeah, just YouTube the basics, learn the pen tool. There's a good website for that. I think it's like Bezier tool.com or something like that, but it's just like a load of exercises that teach you how the pen tool works. So that's a good one to look at. That would be my recommendation. Okay, let's see if this works. So just to go over what we've got here, as the player walks past, yeah, when the player walks past the plant, or when an entity walks past anything that is influenceable, it's going to trigger this method, hopefully only once, because it's where on trigger enter. on Collider Enter even. So it'll only trigger it once when you enter the plant, or when the plant enters the player, but yeah. Sets the speed of the animation to be the speed that the player was moving at. It then sets the direction to be the sign of the direction that the player is moving in, which is fine, and then it will trigger the animation. I'm also going to put on public void start. We are going to set the animator speed to be a random number, random.range between 0.75 and 1.25, just so we get some variation with different bushes about the place. I'll need to make this bush a prefab as well, just so we can duplicate it. I'll do that now actually. Let's create a new folder in our prefabs folder for world objects. And we'll just make a bush prefab here. So any changes we make to it will apply across the board. And I am going to duplicate it a few times. We're going to have another one over here, another one over here. We'll stick one up in this place as well, and another one down somewhere over here, and one more down here as well. Alright guys, moment of truth. Here's how we found out. Here's where we find out if it's working or not. My guess is probably it's not, and I'm gonna have to figure out why. Yeah, look at that. It's not working. Also, the frame rate is kind of low. Hella low. Down to like 20 frames per second. So it's gonna need some looking into. You can see our bushes are kind of subtly swaying at different speeds though. I might have to up the sway of that sway animation, but that's probably because it doesn't have a rigid body. So let's add a rigid body. Rigid, not rugged body, rigid body 2D. It's going to be kinematic, because we don't want to move, and I think the rest is fine as is. Do 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 do. No, still not doing it. So next step is the magical power of debug. It may well be. We'll just make sure player is, yeah, player is an entity. So first things first, let's do a little debug.log here. Say collided with something. See what happens here. Half an hour to figure out why this is broken. Let's do it. And also see if our frame rate is still being shoddy. It is. Something is massively tanking the frames, and it probably is these bushes, because they're really high resolution. Okay, that's not doing it. Let's try adding a box collider, not a box collider, a rigid body to the player. Whoa! He just fell through the floor. Rigid body 2D, rigid body 2D. Make sure that is kinematic. And we are going to freeze position and rotation because we don't want it to have any effect in that way. Let's disable a few of these bushes as well. See if that improves our frame rate. It did massively. Nope. No collision detection. Let's move this into the player just to see what's what with that. I'm gonna have to figure out how to fix the frames tanking as well. That's a bit of a frustration. See, it's not happening with the player either. Let's just see if I can do this manually. Push. There we go. That's cool. Push. That's weird. It's like as soon as I untrigger it, it flicks back. Oh, it's because I'm triggering it twice. It just triggers once. Yeah, that's fine. But it's not detecting the collision. I wonder why. It's called when it's begun touching another. Maybe is it in like a different place or something? Different position on the Z-axis. Yes, there we go. Let's move him to 0 on Z. Is it 0 that I want to be on? I think it is. Let's just see that the player's at 0 on the Z. Player, please. Yep, player's at 0. But it's still not doing it. They're definitely both at 0 now. Oh wait, I didn't look at this one. That's at 0. Is the game manager at 0? Yep. Player is at 0? Yep. I don't understand why that's not working. Any guesses from anybody? Because I got none. It might be because I'm using on collision enter. Instead of on collider enter. Swear down if that's what it is. That's gonna be tragic. Nope. That's not it. Can't figure it. I can't figure it. If I like used the wrong type of collider or something. No, it's circle collider 2D. Rigid body's fine. Collision detection, shouldn't need to change that. Let's try a little thing here on the influenceable. Like so. So what I don't want to do is have to do like physics.overlap sphere or any physics overlap stuff. Nope, that's not triggering either. That's so weird. Is it because it's kinematic? Do I need you to be dynamic? Nope, that just breaks everything. That's what I've done. Oh, it is printing that out. Okay. Oh no, that was when I changed the rigid body mode. Let's just see. Yeah, it's not doing it unless let's freeze position and rotation and set it to be dynamic. Now it's colliding with something. There we go. Ah! It works. Haha! Okay. So it's just the collision type of the the body type of the rigid body. It needs to be dynamic. That would do it. I'm gonna get rid of this line as well because it's making the animation too fast, and I am going to see if this works when I move it back over into the entity class still. Thank you. Honestly, I hate it when things like that happen. It's like my least favorite part of coding is when you have like really stupid errors that are like blindingly obvious once you figure them out. And just tiny little things like a missing semicolon or a missing closing bracket or something. Just things like that are like, ugh, why? Okay, that feels a bit janky. I think we can work on this. It's actually the worst. Right. Let's give this one a bit of transition duration, maybe like 1 second, or maybe 0.5, because it is looking hella janky at the moment. You can have 0.5. We're just going to play with the settings here to see if I can make this feel a little better. Okay, that's not great. I need that change to be more instantaneous as well. Doop. Let's try something here. Let's remove these two. Oh, that was incredibly delayed. That's insane. So that one works cool. Transition's over. If I go that way, it just takes ages. Only goes when the animation's finished. That doesn't seem quite right. So I've got something wacky going on with the animations now, and I think it's that. Swoosh, 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 swoosh. Cool. So last thing to do now is just, instead of having the any state transition, we're gonna have transitions from here to here. No exit time, but we are gonna have a bit of thingjig. We're gonna have it push, and direction is less than. Same for this one. Push greater than. No exit time. No exit time. So now we should be able to just keep running past it. Yay! Kind of works. Alexa, what? Shh. Setting off my Amazon Echo. Okay, this is kind of working. Not quite. There's a little bit of jank, but we're getting there, and now we can have like loads of these bushes hanging about. Why is that side a little bit? This is cool. It's when it gets to this back transition, because it's got the exit time. I think that should be fine though. I'm gonna just enable these ones as well for the fun of it. Actually no, let's do that. We're gonna apply that override on the rigid body. And we'll turn the rest of these back on as well. Just as the final point of the video, the live stream, and then I'm gonna finish up because we've been going for almost 2 hours. And it's a little bit buggy and janky still, especially with the frame rate drop. What? No! Why are all the rest of them not working now? Oh, that's so annoying. Come on. It's because all of these are still kinematic. If I apply you, they should update on these ones. Should it not? Revert. There we go. But yeah, having all of these bushes in the scene seems to tank the frame rate massively, and I think it's because they're such large files. And because the animations probably don't help. I need to shorten down that transition back time as well. Because it's a bit too tight. A bit too long even. Let's do that. Let's do that as the last thing. Let's just 0. Wait, if I have the exit time set to 0. What's that gonna do? I wonder. I feel like that's gonna ruin the animation. No? Hey, there we go. That kind of works. Somewhat. I want to have a look at the animator. Oh, it's just made the transition super lengthy. Take these down to 0. Nice. That just means it plays the full animation. Cool. There we go. That sorted that. So they behave as expected now. Awesome. Cool. Alright. I'm going to call it a day there. Again, massive thank you to everybody who subscribed and watched the last devlog. We've gained like an extra 50, 60 subscribers since it went up on Sunday, which is mad. Really, really happy to welcome all of you to the channel and to the journey that we're on, trying to make this game and release it on Steam. If you enjoyed the live stream, please leave a like. Consider hitting the subscribe button if you haven't already. Go check out the other devlogs if you hadn't already, if you're coming back to this live, because I'm pretty sure the only people left are people who are already following. Big shout out to you guys if you've been around since day one or near to, because it's like I keep saying, I kind of don't believe what's happening in terms of the growth quite yet, because like I say, some people probably can say like this is awesome. It's good motivation, and it's keeping me accountable and making me get stuff done. So massive thank you to everybody for coming along to the fore, hitting the subscribe button and hitting the like button on videos, leaving comments. It means the world to me that you guys give me the support you do. So thanks very much for coming to the live stream again. I will be posting a new devlog on the weekend, probably on Sunday again. We're going to be doing enemies and stuff this week, so look forward to that. But until next time, I will see you guys when I see you. Cheers.